pronunciation of this game is going to be ridiculous. I'm going to attempt it once, and from there on out, I'm just going to call it El Shad. Right, El Shadi. Maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong. It came out in Japan like a couple of months back. It got delayed in America, and it's not coming out in Europe until September, I believe. We had a Q&A with one of the people working on the game over at Game Euphoria. I'll put the link in the bar below. But we're going to talk about the demo today, and I don't know, it's a confusing one. Really, the game looks fantastic. It's a feast upon the eyes, but unfortunately, the gameplay just isn't that good. It's a perfect example of style over substance. And you're going to hear my phone beeping. I apologise. But yeah, it's a perfect case of a style over substance. I mean, there are only, in the demo at least, there's only a couple of buttons used. I mean, you have 2 buttons for jump. It's almost like the game is just either squandering the pad, or it's trying its hardest to be accessible to everyone. But even when it's being accessible, you've got to look at the game's visual style, and unfortunately this is a trend, but a lot of people will not play a game unless it looks, great and realistic. So the question of accessibility really shouldn't come into it, because with a game that's so artsy, I suppose, and quirky, your target audience shouldn't be the casual, I hate that term, the casual gamer, or these new wave gamers, I like to call them, that just want, your Call of Duties, your hyper realistic graphics looking game. The target audience of El Shad should be the gamer that appreciates game design, is will play anything really, and not just a certain genre. But unfortunately, El Shadi, its controls seem to be veering towards the where for everyone market, which I don't know. It remains to be seen if it's going to be a success in this country. I doubt it will, mainly because Japanese games, unless they're attached with a really big franchise, don't necessarily sell very well over here, which is a shame, because a lot of them are quite good, and it does lead to a lot of them being underappreciated, such as the Yakuza series, for example. But anyway, El Shad, as I was saying, the visuals are very nice. They're very pastoral, very watercolourish. It's cell shaded, but at the same time, it seems to be like neon lights. It's hard to describe, but looking at the video, I'm pretty sure you'll agree that it does look absolutely fantastic. And honestly, if this was just a lot of really nice visual set pieces, the game could be doing extremely well in terms of satisfaction and engrossing the audience. But unfortunately, it's mixed up with these combat sections where enemies take so long to kill, and it's due to the very lack of combos within the game. The battles get extremely repetitive very quickly, and this is just in the demo, so I don't know, maybe there will be combinations in the full version. I haven't played it, obviously, because I'm not Japanese, I don't speak Japanese or read Japanese, so I can't really import a copy. But if in the full game there is no combos and the weapons are kind of the same sort of repetitive nature they are in the demo, then El Shad really will fall victim to style over substance, because there really isn't much at the core of the gameplay. There's a couple of platforming sections which you'll see a bit later on in this video, and the controls are quite they're not really tight or stiff. They're very icy. If they feel oversensitive, when you jump, your guy will jump and then fly forward, and it's very annoying. It's annoying in combat, but when you hit these platform sections, it gets even worse, because you'll be getting cheap death after cheap death after cheap death, which will make you replay some of the combat scenes when you reset, which obviously adds to a huge sense of frustration and a huge sense of repetition. It is actually a shame, because, as I keep saying, the game does look absolutely fantastic. The audio is also really nice. You won't be able to hear it very much in this, obviously, because my voice is over it. And, yeah, you won't be hear it very much. But I would say, just try the demo, just for the audio and visuals. But the gameplay, unfortunately, isn't that great. You don't get any lick of sense from the story, either from the demo, which I suppose could affect some people's enjoyment of the demo. But I think you shouldn't really expect a huge lot of story thrown into a demo, mainly because it's like, I like to think of demos like trailers. They're trying to show you some of the best bits, but not the best bits exactly, and they're trying to convey some of the story, but not all the story. But El Shad is just like, I don't know, it mind fucks you with the story almost. But like I keep saying, you're not going to be playing El Shad for the gameplay. I'm just going to say that now. It's the visual style you've been playing with, and maybe the story if you're into sort of, new takes on biblical stories. But for me, personally, it's just going to be a playthrough purely because of the art style. You'll see these weird things in the background, which you won't notice on your first playthrough, but on your second playthrough you'll notice them. And I don't know, it's just the visuals really do seem like the core of this game, which I know I keep saying that, gameplay over visuals, but El Shad's just like, oh, fuck you, visuals over gameplay. But at the same time, it's been original with the visuals. They're very nice. It's not like anything I've seen on current gen systems to my knowledge. Well, I'm trying to remember now, and there's nothing I can think of. I mean, cell shaded. There's a couple of cell shaded titles out there, but El Shad's more cell shaded with neon light type things. It's weird. But yeah, unfortunately, like I said, the demo just, I don't know, it doesn't really compel you to buy the game. Now, I have heard over on YouTube, there's a couple of guys in the forums who are from Japan, and one said that this game hit the bargain bin pretty quickly. And unfortunately, I can see it falling the same fate in the UK, in Europe. These Japanese games that are quite quirky, don't sell very well. And yeah, when you're sort of dumbing down the controls to appeal to an audience which isn't going to be interested in your game from the first off, you're running an issue straight away. Closing comments. Pretty much style over substance to the very purest example of it. It really isn't much to play, but it is wonderful to look at and it is wonderful to listen to. I would definitely say just try the demo just to experience the visual style, but don't expect anything too brilliant, and expect a couple of hassles with the controls because the platforming sections really do come off as annoying. But yeah, just try the demo at least.